we also promise to encourage your child's dreams and provide them the tools and opportunities to be whatever they dream to be. Hello ladies, look what came! It's our profile book! So I wanted to show you guys what our profile book ended up looking like. I have spent a lot of time putting it together, gathering photos, writing all of the pages, and I spent a lot of time reading blog posts and watching videos by birth mothers. I had read a bunch of blog posts from other adoptive parents or adoptive parents in waiting, and then I realized their opinions don't super matter. It's the birth parents that matter. So I went on a different little search trying to find anything I could from them about what was important, what they found offensive, what put them off, what really stood out to them. And I'll talk about that a little bit more as we go through the book, but I wanted you to know that I spent a lot of time researching that side of it. As we go through the book, I will tell you the little bits and pieces of information that I gathered from all of my research and incorporated in. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below, but otherwise I'm going to switch over to my computer so that you can see the pages of the book just a little bit better than me trying to like point the camera at the book. Okay, bye. Alright, so here we go. You'll notice that I have replaced the husband's name with just husband throughout all of this. If you're new to my channel, I am Jordan and I also go by Jax because those are my initials, but the husband does not wish for his name to be shared on my channel, and so until then I always just call him the husband. So in our actual profile book it is of course his real name. I'm using a Shutterfly template and a mix of candid and posed photos from our engagement photos, as well as a photo shoot we had right out of college and a few of our wedding photos. This is the hello page, and you'll notice I just have hello, not dear birth parent or dear birth mom, and that's a very conscious choice. By leaving it at just hello, you're not assuming your relationship with them and you're not assuming who's reading this. It could be the potential birth family, it could be just the birth mother. You don't know and you don't want to alienate anybody by giving it a direct title. Make sure that you acknowledge her role in this. Don't call her brave. Don't use any of these really flowery words. Acknowledge that this is a hard time for her and she's not being brave necessarily. She is trying to make a really difficult decision during a really difficult time in her life. Adoption always has two sides to the story, a side of loss and a side of gaining, so make sure that you acknowledge that and not just fall into the trap of talking about yourself for the entire book. This page is just a real quick summary of our relationship and why we're looking at adoption. You don't want to spend paragraph after paragraph writing about yourself. You'll notice this theme throughout the whole book. I try to keep it short and sweet. Lots of pictures, almost either equal amount of real estate given to pictures as words or more given to pictures. The birth mothers are going to be looking through a lot of these books probably, and they're most likely just going to connect with a single picture. That is something I heard over and over and over again while I was listening to birth mothers talk about going through profile books. Time and time again they said, I saw X picture and I knew it was the family I wanted to place my child with. So lots of pictures, and keep your story brief. This isn't your time to overshare about your infertility journey or really get into depth about that. One sentence, move on. You're looking to adopt a child. On this page, you want to get into a little bit more specific information on yourselves, and I tried to make it kind of a fun, easy to consume format. I looked at a lot of pages like this, and a lot of them focus on your age and religion and just really generic things like they like the outdoors and reading and being with family, and I'm like, yeah, don't we all? I just wanted to make sure that this was a unique take on our hobbies and us as people, and you kind of really got a better idea of who we were and what we liked. You can see on this page I really went picture heavy instead of just describing everything. I tried to do everything as minimally as I could, and give a diverse range of vacations and trips and activities. Again, just to get kind of a better glimpse into who we are and what we enjoy doing with our free time and our vacation. I dedicated a full page spread to each of our families just to show that we had a big family and who lives where, and just give a sense of that this child will be loved by a lot of people, and there is a whole big family waiting for them and a big support system behind each of us. Again, we dedicated a whole 2-page spread to each of our families, just so there's less mystery around where this potential birth mother would be placing their child. So the community page was one that I saw in a few books, and I really liked the idea of not only sharing your family, but the community that surrounds you, and again, showing that there's just a lot of love and excitement around this placement, that it isn't just us going at it alone, that there's a lot of people waiting and praying for this child. I think it's a nice touch, and it lets you show a glimpse into your social life and what's important to you and how you spend your free time. Now, these are pages that I didn't see in a whole lot of books, but I really liked the idea of them. It gives kind of perspective on the life you're living already and the traditions and the home that you've built up already and will just be adding a child to. And I wanted it to show that there's space and traditions that will already be able to accommodate a child, and it's not like we're starting all new, just forming traditions because of this child or anything like that. They'll be included in our traditions already, and showing the home kind of just lets the person envision their child there, if that makes sense. So I'm not gonna lie, we had to stage a few of these photos. The husband and I are not avid picture takers. It is not our default setting at all. Luckily, our family and friends do take photos, so I mooched a few photos off them, but I did stage a few photos so that we had them, because we just don't think about it when we're sitting down to play video games or anything, that, you know, oh, I should take a group photo of this. So I did pick up a few of those over the course of the weeks I was putting this together, but I think this page turned out really well. Again, whenever possible, I cut out words and just kept it simple with photos. This shows a very concise list of our hobbies that include us just spending time together, but also spending time with friends and family. And finally, arguably the most important page was the promise page. I probably spent the longest time trying to put this together. And so I'll read you ours in case it's not very clear, because I know this text got very small. If you choose to, we want you to be part of our child's life so they can have an appreciation for the tremendous demonstration of love you have made. Your child will always know where they came from and how much you love them. More than anything, we want you to know that we will love your child unconditionally. We promise to provide an upbringing in which generosity, kindness, and respect for others are taught every day. We promise to expose your child to different forms of art, sports, education, and nature. Through this, they will learn to love and appreciate the world and the different people and places that comprise it. Most importantly, we also promise to encourage your child's dreams and provide them the tools and opportunities to be whatever they dream to be. We are humbled and appreciate the time you've taken to read these words. Whether we are part of your journey or not, we wish you the best of luck. Jordan and the husband. So that is the end of our profile book. I spent a lot of time, like I said, putting it together, writing and proofreading and gathering photos, as well as reading and watching a lot of birth mothers' opinions. This is your only first impression you can get with these birth mothers, and I wanted to make sure we put our best foot forward and also were honest in it. I didn't want to try to claim that we were into 20,000 things when we weren't. Obviously, if you're going to have an open adoption, they're going to find out whether or not you're actually into mountain biking and hiking or art galleries. Like, they're going to find out. So I wanted to be honest, but I also wanted to give a accurate and broad representation of who we were, and more than anything, impress upon them the massive amount of love, not only from us, but our friends and family, that is available. I hope you liked this little glimpse at our profile book. If you saw any typos, please don't tell me. I will go insane. If you have any questions about how I did this, or why I chose different phrases or pictures, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. I did use Shutterfly, if you've not caught that, to create this, and printed them hardbacked with lay flat pages. I just thought the lay flat pages and the hardback give a really nice substantive look and feel to the book. I think that wraps up this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. But until next time, ladies, keep on fighting. Bye.